were at as far as the airboat tours?
I know.
What?
A tiki hut.
Well, yes, but there was a tiki hut at the last one too. I mean the nature part out here. Oh, you.
Less water.
Less water. That's actually a very, very good comment. What else?
I think there's more water.
Somebody said it earlier.
More trees.
More trees. Exactly. See, we're kind of in this more of a forest part of the Everglades right here.
Look where the goes right jungle.
Yeah, it's like a jungle.
And it's chillier.
And it's chillier, right? You know, we learned that the Everglades is like a river of grass, right? Well, over here is like the forest side. It seems like the further west you get, the more kind of foresty it gets. You know, especially like the Fakahatchee strand of the Everglades that are close by Naples. That's one of my favorite spots.
More like a grassy ocean.
It's more like a grassy ocean. It's kind of like Kansas. You got to go where I'm from. But guys, this is some beautiful lands right here, what you're seeing. And since we got to spend some time with the Miccosukee on that last trip, you know, with Betty Osceola, I wanted to tell you a little bit more about the history, just because we didn't really get a chance to talk about some of the historical part. The airboats are kind of loud, you know, so it kind of limits the times where you can tell some stories. But believe it or not, you know, the Miccosukee and the Florida Indians, they were actually the only two tribes to ever defeat the United States government. You know, the Lakota, we might have won a few good battles every now and then, like against Custer and Little Bighorn, but we didn't ever defeat the government. You know, but they did. Now, the cool part about that is they wouldn't have been able to do that without what you're looking at around here. It wasn't really necessarily the Miccosukee or the Seminole that defeated the Calvaries. It was the Everglades itself. You know, so you're talking about tribes that would have lived up in like northern Florida and Georgia, and even clear up to the Carolinas. And then sometimes when it would get really, really cold, or let's say the game would be scarce, they knew that the Everglades existed down there. They would live down here in like seasonal homes. And they would live in homes that look a lot like this cheeky right here. Open walls. Where back home, you know, Betty would tell me, and these are all stories mostly that Betty's told me. This isn't my tribe. So Betty told me that, you know, back up there, they would have walls on their houses, kind of more like a wigwam or a longhouse kind of look. You know, so down here they would have these open walls, and they always knew it was abundance of food. So when the Calvaries were chasing them, you know, they knew of this place and to come here. You know, and there's some super, super sad stories too. You know, one where she was telling me how the people, her elders, would tell the story how they remember, you know, hearing the cavalry, the horses, and the voices. They made everyone, all the Indians were hiding in the water with little pieces of grass sticking out of their mouth, these little reeds like snorkels. They'd have to put their babies under the water too. You know, and some of them didn't survive, and some of them did. But it was for the good of the tribe. You know, if one baby was left above the water, you know, then the whole tribe would have been killed. You know, but the government, the Calvaries, they couldn't get in this kind of place. The gators and the mosquitoes and the quicksand kind of stuff, and just all of the radness that comes with the danger of the Everglades. You know, so you're talking about a people, two nations of people who didn't traditionally call this place forever home. You know, it was like their seasonal home. Like, you could think the Indians were like literally the original snowbirds. Uh-oh. Go back up. They were like the original snowbirds. You know, like even the Lakota, we followed the buffalo clear up to Canada in the summertime and clear down to Mexico, you know, in the wintertime. If the wasps get out of control, we could move out of this little spot. I've just seen that one.
Anthony?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Don't run.
Yeah, don't run.
Yeah.
We just don't want to go and follow them. If they're over there, let's stay over
Don't
here,
worry
kind
about
of
him.
thing.
He plays with wasps.
Yeah, I was gonna say you only get stung once really good, and then you learn your lesson.
Oh no, he got stung and he still goes.
Or you're like me.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, it's pretty amazing how, you know, a place could save a people like this. You know, and Betty was telling me that, you know, that's why she doesn't leave this place. You know, because the Everglades was here to save her people, and now our people are here to save the land. You know, because if they take their voice out of it, the Everglades doesn't have much of a voice at all. Believe it or not, but just about all of Florida water quality, you can thank the Indian nations of Florida for that. Because until they sued the government, you know, just a few decades ago, there really was no water quality standards in Florida. You know, and the government like, yeah, cool, you're right. Not only are you right, but I think we're going to adopt these principles too. Because you got to start thinking about the future sons, right? So it's a pretty amazing thing out here. If you start getting connected to the land, you'll realize that there's way, way more than just trees out here. More than just water. You know, this is that same water, guys, as your drinking water in Miami. Now, if you guys want to, I'm going to burn a little bit of sage and we're going to sing a song. You guys want to?
Yeah.
I can't videotape this part.